double.
हाँ जी वजाद साहब, let's start this webinar.
Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar on NEP 2020, National Education Policy 2020. I, Wajahat, will be your host, or we can say I will be your presenter. We have speakers with us who will throw light on NEP 2020 and will provide beneficial knowledge and awareness regarding NEP 2020. Today we have speakers with us, Miss Engineer Baiza Rafiqi, Foreman Engineer, GPC Ganderbal. We have Mr. Sheikh Nazir, student from 6th semester Electrical. We have Mr. Dani Shafi Pare, student from 6th semester Civil. We have Miss Alia Bashir from 4th semester Electrical. We have Mr. Faisal Altaf from 4th semester Civil. This webinar, recording of this webinar will be available on our YouTube channel, Principal Government Polytechnic College as well. Question and answer session will be at the last after vote of thanks. Vote of thanks will be provided by our esteemed Principal Engineer Shaista Shamim. So let us begin with this. And I would like to invite Engineer Baiza Rafiqi, Foreman Engineer, GPC Ganderbal, to put her views on NEP 2020. Over to you, ma'am.
Very good morning to all of you. I, Baiza Rafiqi, Foreman Engineer, Government Polytechnic College, Ganderbal, on behalf of faculty, I'm going to throw some light on the topic National Education Policy 2020. Wajat, I'm not able to share my PPT.
Baiza, can I intervene? Just let's have.
I have made you host, ma'am. Please, you can share now.
Okay, Baiza, I think let's have the presentation of students first, then you give the overall view of your presentation. Is that okay?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Sure.
So the students they don't get confused by your presentation. After, in the end, you will give the full presentation of the policy. First, let us have the speakers, students.
Sure.
Okay, let you invite them one by one.
So our first student is Mr. Sheikh Nazir. He is student of 6th semester electrical. Sheikh Nazir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
In the name of Allah, I'm going to start with the most merciful and respected principal ma'am, honorable teachers, and dear listeners, Assalamu alaikum to all of you. National Education Policy 2020 has been formulated after an unprecedented process of consultation and involved nearly over 2 lakh suggestions from 2.5 lakh Gram Panchayat 6600, blocks 6,000 ULBs and 676 districts. The Union Cabinet finally approved the National Education Policy on 29th July 2020. Many far-reaching amendments and transformation reforms are offered in it, preparing students for new challenges of 21st century and making skilled students is the main aim of this policy. Students will be trained in those skills which will be the need of this time. Indian technology would be made such strong, even the other countries will send students from for learning those skills and vocational education. Institution in the whole country, India, will be made independent for doing research in different fields in which not only students but also teachers will be encouraged. After college level, science students also have to read arts subjects, and art students will be trained in any skill, so the job tension of students will be removed. If we will talk about the technical education, engineering institutions have to teach arts and humanities subjects for preparing students for the upcoming challenges of this current century. The new policy will make India a hub of higher education. The students will be provided an opportunity to go in the top 100 universities of the world for getting the knowledge and skills. High-performing Indian universities will be encouraged to set up campus in other countries. Similarly, top 100 universities in the world will be facilitated for operation in India. Reorganization of the regulatory system is an important step in this policy. Higher Education Commission of India has ended the concentration of power in few hands and lack of accountability for eradication of pollution, poverty, regional imbalance, and what we can say environmental degradation. Universities have to conduct quality research. So if we will talk about the main aim of this policy, it's about to provide infrastructure support, innovative education centers to bring back dropouts into their mainstream, besides tracking of students and their learning levels, facilitating multiple pathways to learning involving both formal and non-formal education modes for association of counselors or well-trained social workers with schools. The policy has aroused the hope in that there is any organization which is analyzing the education system, and they have observed the deficiencies in the system, and now they are removing this deficiency by implementing the new policy. But we can say that where there is a change, there is also some kind of loss. The question arises, what will be the loss? It could be the lack of interest of the students, because there are some changes now in the education system. But here we can neglect the loss if you will compare that loss with the benefits of this policy. It's a great step taken by the government of India that the new policy is going to be implemented, but it needs more efforts, money, and time for implementing this in practice. Thank you so much for listening carefully and giving me the opportunity to share my views and words regarding this new policy. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Sheikh Nazir. Now I would like to invite Mr. Danish Shafi Pare, student from 6th semester electrical.
Yeah. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum to everyone.
Walaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum to everyone. I am Danish, 6th semester student, branch civil. Today I am going to talk about new education policy 2020 with you. So, if you look at the history of Indian education, you will be surprised to know that was no significant change that was made during the past 34 years. And therefore, this new education policy is kind of a reformatory moment. It is a kind of historic moment for everybody across India, because this is going to take the education system to new heights. If you look at the education system followed by other countries like US, UK, you will find out that their education system is really enhanced. They make sure that the students being not only that they theoretically, but also are well enhanced with the practically. The National Education Policy 2020 has proposed sweeping changes that students should know the practical applications. Now there is such a big change in education system. The National Education Policy 2020 aims to bring transformational reforms in school and higher education, and thus shape India into a global knowledge superpower by making both school and college education. The National Education Policy 2020 will break 2 crore out of school children back into the mainstream. The policy aims to ensure that all the students at all levels of school education are taught by passionate, motivated, qualified, professionally trained, and well-equipped teachers. Students will have increased flexibility and choice of subjects what they love. There will be no rigid separations between arts and sciences, between curricular activities and extracurricular activities. Vocational education will start in schools from the 6th grade and will include informal internships. National policy aims for universalization of education from preschool to secondary level. The new policy introduced undergraduate degree of either 3 or 4 year duration. National Education Policy 2020 is a shift from burden of school bags, boon of learning, which focused on making job creator and instead of job seekers. At the end, we can say that national policy is basically an inclusive framework to moderate the enhancement of the academic curriculum of the country. And this policy will boost employment in the country and will radically transform our educational system. And that brings us to the end. I would like to thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you, dear Dani Shafi Pare. Now I would like to invite Ms. Alia Bashir from 4th semester electrical to put her views on NEP 2020. Over to you, Alia Bashir.
Hello, good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
And I welcome to all of you with the Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Alia Bashir from Sora Srinagar, and I'm the student of 4th Sem Electrical in Government Polytechnic College, Hadbara, Ganderbal. And I'm very thankful to all the faculty members for giving me an opportunity to becoming a part of this webinar. So, today I want to express my views about the new education policy brought by the Government of India and has been announced by the central government on 29th July 2020. 2020, the year characterized by uncertainty. Years down the line, we should remember how the world changed this year and life came to a standstill. We have witnessed major unprecedented events till now, with one leading to the another. And we are still not done yet. But one of the change which was not only anticipated, but rather necessary came about in the form of National Education Policy 2020 in India. This is a landmark change by the Indian government, as they have replaced the 34 years old National Policy on Education, which was framed in 1986 with the new Education Policy 2020. The National Education Policy 2020 has been introduced at the right time to complement the process of vision of creating quality institutions, a culture of innovations, and a highly ethical workforce. It was about time that we initiated a process to transform the educational institutions in India and provide them the ability to attain a certain level. Some important reformers in the National Education Policy 2020, 10+2 system has been dropped. 10+2 has been changed to 5+3+3+4 system of education school system. 5+3+3+4 system has been divided into 4 stages. First one is foundation stage, second one is preparatory stage, third one is middle school stage, and fourth one is high school stage. In foundation stage, it is duration of 5 years. It includes 3 years of pre-primary and grade 1 and 2. Age group is 3 to 8 years. During the foundation stage, importance will be given to the mother tongue of the student. In preparatory stage, it's a duration of 3 years. It includes class 3rd, 4th, and class 5th. Age group is 8 to 11 years. In middle school stage, it's duration of 3 years. It includes class 6, 7, and 8. Age group is 11 to 14 years. Computer coding will be taught to the students of the class 6 onwards. As a result, they will learn to develop softwares and applications from their earlier age. That's really amazing. In high school stage, it's a duration of 4 years. It includes class 9, 10, 11, and 12. Age group is 14 to 18 years. It is divided into 2-phase semester system to the examination. Students will have to appear examination twice in a year. No stream system. A student can opt for any subject stream of his or her interest. For example, he or she can take a combination of accounts, combination of history, and physics. 4-year bachelor degree course. On the exit on doing 1-year course, student will get a course certificate. On exit on doing 2-year course, student will get a diploma certificate. On exit on doing 3-year course, student will get a bachelor degree certificate. On the completion of full course, he or she will get a bachelor degree along with research certificate. In short, we can say that the aim of this policy is to make the education system holistic, flexible, multidisciplinary, aligned with the needs of the 21st century. The intent of policy seems to be idle in many ways, but it is the implementation where the key to success lies. Thank you so much.
Thank you, our dear student Alia Bashir, for putting these views on NEP 2020. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Faisal Altaf from 4th semester Civil Engineering branch to put his views on NEP 2020. Over to you, Faisal Altaf.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum salam.
Very good morning to all of you. I am Faisal Altaf from 4th Sem Civil. Today we are here to discuss about the National Education Policy 2020, or we can say NEP 2020. First, everyone should be aware what is the National Education Policy, what are its educational policies, what are its main features. The National Education Policy 2020 was approved by the Union Cabinet of India and announced by the current Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, on 29th July 2020. It replaced the existing 3 decades old policy. PM said this will transform millions of lives. The top highlights of new education policy. The 10+2 structure in the school system has been replaced by 5+3+3+4 structure. It will include 3 years of schooling and 3 years of Anganwadi and preschooling. Instead of exams being held every year, school students will set for exams only in class 3, 5, and 8. The mother tongue, a local or a regional language, will be the medium of instruction in all schools up to class 5th. The 4-year undergraduate program has made a comeback. College, however, get a choice between the 3 years and the 4 years NEP also multiple exit offers to the student. The government has also done away with the MPhil programs. Government will set up a Higher Educational Council of India, which will regulate higher education. The focus will be on the 3,000 students boarding legal or medical college. Among the council's goals is to increase gross enrollment ratio from 26.3% in 2018 to 50% by 2035. A national research foundation will be created to foster the strong research culture and build research capacity across the higher education sector to encourage holistic education. The NEP proposes the higher education institutions like IITs, including arts and humanity, subjects from the students studying the science and vice versa. The NEP says that the center and the state will work together to increase the public investment in education to reach 6% of the GDP. At last, if I had to describe all this in a single sentence, or what is the main aim of this NEP 2020, is to make India a global knowledge superpower. Thanks for listening me. Hope you get a little bit knowledge from me. Allah Hafiz, take care.
Thanks a lot, dear Faisal Altaf. Now I would like to invite our main speaker, Baisa Rafiqi, Foreman Engineer, GPC Ganderbal, to put her views on NEP 2020. Over to you, ma'am.
A very good morning to all of you. After hearing so much wonderful words from my students, now I will like to elaborate this NEP in detail. Okay. National Education Policy 2020. A policy formulated by the Government of India to promote and regulate education system in India. As per the Niti Aayog, it is going to benefit the new generation for dominating the global education and helping to make the revolution for new India. This NEP has gone through various stages. Actually, what this NEP is, it's a comprehensive framework to guide the development of education in the country. First NEP was brought up in 1968 by the Indira Gandhi government to have a vision and philosophy for educating the illiterate India. Then second NEP was brought in 1986 by Rajiv Gandhi government and later revised in Narasimha Rao government in 1992. But after a major gap of 28 years, third NEP was brought in 2020 by Modi government. The main focus of this NEP policy was that the end product of the education should be such a student who is able to battle with the world as a leader. He shouldn't be begging in the world for a job. He should create employment for. So when we look at this NEP 2020, it will be making major transformation in the education sector. This education sector will comprise or take education system in two. One will be in school education and next will be in higher education. Now, let us start with the reforms which will be brought in the school education system. Number first will be the universalization of early childhood care education, that is ECCE. What this ECCE mean? We all know that at a very young age, students have the urge of learning. So what this policy will do? The policy takes into account the fact that despite 85% of the brain development is happening in the early years, crores of children, especially from the socio-economically background states, are not still able to access the same in our country. The NEP underscores that by 2020, the universal provisioning of quality early childhood development, care and education will be achieved. That is, education will be spread all over the India. No stone will be left unturned for providing education to each and every child. Number two is the National Mission on Foundation Literacy and Numeracy. Firstly, what this foundation literacy and numeracy means? It means the ability to read and write and the ability to carry out the basic addition and subtraction with numericals. So achieving foundational literacy and numeracy will be done from grade 3rd, which we are committed of achieving by 2025. Besides that, government will also plan to fill up the teacher vacancies at the earliest, especially in the disadvantageous areas where large student to teacher ratios exist. That is, illiteracy rate is very high. Besides that, enjoyable and informational books for students will be available in their local languages and also in English too. And they will be made available in the schools as well as the public libraries. Number 3rd, that is a major reform brought in the school education level, will be introduction of 5+3+3+4 system of schooling instead of the traditional 10+2 system. As already discussed by my student, their student Alia, she told that what this 5+3+3+4 means. I will tell it once again, repeat it for you. It will comprise of 4 stages. One will be 5 years of foundational stage, 3 years of preparatory stage, 3 years of middle school stage, and 4 years of high school stage. Now, first we will take 5 years of foundational stage. That will be the age from 3 to 8 years, and the classes will be ranging from Anganwadi or preschools and class 1 and class 2. Here the main focus will be on teaching in the play-based methods or activity-based methods and on the development of language skills. No exams, no books, only activities. Next will be the 3 years of preparatory stage from age group 8 to 11 years and for classes 3 to 5. Again, the focus will be on language development, but there will be interaction in classrooms and the element of discovery will be induced in students' mind. Then will be the 3 years of middle stage. Age group will be 11 to 14 years and the classes will be 6 to 8. As per the NEP 2020, this stage of school education will focus on critical learning objectives, which is a big shift from the rote learning method. This stage will work on experimental learning in science, mathematics, arts, and whatever else. And programming will start in this stage also. Last will be the 4 years of secondary stage. Age will be 14 to 18 years and classes will be in 2 phases, that is 9th and 10th and classes 11th and 12th. The main change will be here that we will be shifting from the traditional system of sticking to one stream. We will have multidisciplinary system. That is, student will be told to opt any subject of his or her choice. That is a push for greater critical thinking and flexibility in the thought process. Number 4th reform will be vocational integration from class 6 onwards. What is that? This step will induce the pathway for the students to employment. What it will say, the policy recommends that introduction of vocational education from 6th grade onwards will be provided to students. They will be made to participate in 10-day bagless period during grades 6 to 8, where they will be interned with the local vocational experts such as gardeners, potters, artists, carpenters, etc. as per their interest. Besides that, skill-based aptitude test, SBT, will be also introduced to guide the students about their career options. Number 5th will be the new National Curriculum Framework for Early Childhood Care, ECE, school and teachers. It will be comprised of 3 sections. Number 1st section will consist of introduction and vision for a child into the theoretical world. Principles of early learning will be laid. Number 2nd, it will comprise of the details of goal for different domains of development. And number 3rd will focus on the implementation details, such as principles of programming, stages of planning, and role of parents will also play a vital role. Number 6 will be the board examination will be based on knowledge applications. A big botheration for our students was that they had to write the theory paper, which will be in future will get I can say will be minimized. The test will be held on knowledge applications. There will be no end-to-end examination, but the it will go for semester examinations, and CBSE courses will be offered in the local languages also to hold the examination. Next will be the 360-degree holistic progress card to replace the old or the traditional report card or the progress card. We all had written the final examinations. We had fear the day when there would be the result and our marks would have been displayed. It all depends on हम कैसे लिख रहे हैं exam में, how much theory we have put in. This all will get diminished. Following the new education policy, student progress card will include self-assessment. He will have to judge himself because later in the world, all is about self-assessment. His friends will assess him, that is peer assessment, and the progress of the child based on his inquiry-based learning, quizzes, role plays, projects, all will be his assessment card, and along with the teacher's assessment. Besides that, the holistic progress card will form an important link between home and school and will be accompanied by parents-teachers meeting in order to actively involve the parents too in the school of education. Number 8 will be the National Professional Standard for Teachers, NPST. As for the traditional methods, the teacher was promoted or being given increments on the basis of tenure in the education, no matter how he was teaching in the class, what sort of knowledge he was inculcating in the students. This will not depend on that. This, keeping in mind, a teacher audit or performance appraisals will be carried out at regular intervals. Hence, promotions and salary increase will be based on not on the length of the tenure or seniority, but on the basis of such appraisals. These will also include the attending of the teachers in workshops, online teacher development modules, etc. And besides that, number 9 will be that there will be 100% GER in preschool to secondary level by 2030. That is, gross enrollment ratio will be increased up to 100% by 2030. The major reforms, this was all about the reforms in the school level. Now moving on to the higher education, what will be the reforms? First and the foremost is that 50% gross enrollment ratios will be achieved by 2035. Number 2 will be the holistic and multidisciplinary education. What is this multidisciplinary education? It is a new term for us all. Earlier, I have told you that after completing our 10th class or 12th, we were just opting for science, non-medical, arts, commerce. Now, no such division will be there. Students will have to will have to select the subjects as per their interest. If he finds computer interesting, he will select computer. If you find along with that, I could go for biology, I'm finding interest, he will opt for that. Thus, multidisciplinary and holistic learning is an innovating medium through which students can learn science, technologies, mathematics with liberal arts, humanities, languages, social sciences, vocational skills, ethics, moral science, all at the same time. It aims at the overall development, which means now students can have the knowledge or mastery across fields through the access to infrastructure, teachers. But yes, there comes a term that MERU. What is this MERU? It is a multidisciplinary education and research universities. These will be made available at or near each and every district by 2030, so that flexibility of subjects is provided to each and every student. Besides that, there will be a credit system. That is, we all have that whenever we go from one class to another, we are given some grades. That is from 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So these credits will be there, and these credits will be stored for each student in a bank known as Academic Bank of Credits, ABC. It will be established, which will digitally store the academic credits earned from various universities or various higher education institutions for the student. And when students want to leave college, he can leave. And he wants to enter a college, he can enter. his credits will be stored. So we see that credits will be stored and can be transferred from one period of time to the other. So with this, student can have the option of multi entries and multiple exits if he likes. Because we see when there are multiple entries and multiple exits options for a student can join or leave education at any time. This will help in lifelong learning of a student. Okay, next we see that research institutes or teaching intensive institutes, that is higher education institutes, as I already discussed, will be there. What will be their function? They will ensure that all the affiliated colleges, universities, technical educations, they are under their supervision. With this, they can have the enrollment number increase and have the provision of providing flexibility of subjects to the students. One more point here will be that government is of the favor that MPhil must be discontinued. That means in future we will see MPhil won't be existing anymore. Besides that, there will be reforms in the undergraduate degrees. As per the new policies,
Excuse me, ma'am, we have only 1 minute in this Google Meet. So I would like to invite Principal Ma'am to put her views on NEP, or she can also give vote of thanks to the participants. For regarding this slide, whatever will be the remaining, I would like you to please share this slide with our students as well, so that they can go through this.
Wajad sir, can we extend the time to some extent?
We can extend, then ma'am, we have to once again schedule a new meet.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I make
Okay, right.
last conclusion and
We have
please go ahead. Please go ahead.
sure, ma'am. Besides that, foreign universities will be given opportunity to set up campuses in India,
Short,
so
make
that
it short. Okay.
okay. Now, in the conclusion part, I would say rather late than never. This NEP was brought with in our country, but it has faced unfortunately challenges from time to time, like this pandemic. Which was never anticipated by the formulators of the policy. So a vivid policy is required not only for the physical classes, but for the online classes and introduction of online courses as well, so that the education of the student doesn't hamper in any exit options. Students will be eligible to get certificate after completing 1 year, diploma after 2 years, and a bachelor's degree after completing 3 years. The 4-year multidisciplinary bachelor's program will be the preferred option by the students. As per the NEP 2020, the 4-year program may also lead to degree with research if the student completes his research program in the major area of study. Then I can say that foreign universities will be given permission to set up campuses in India. Now, the students, instead of going to foreign for admission in foreign universities, they will be given permission of setting up their campuses in India. Then there will be a transparent and regulatory body for calculating the fee structure of all the institutions, so that no education will be hampered for the students. Now, I want to conclude my speech by the words that it was late, but as it says that rather late than never, this NEP was brought, but it still had to face some challenges from time to time. One such good example is this pandemic time, which was never anticipated by any of the formulators of the policy. So a vivid policy is thus required, not only for the physical classes, but for the online classes and introduction of online courses as well, so that the education of the student doesn't hamper in any of such circumstances. Thank you. Over to you, Wajahat.
Ma'am, thanks for your speech. Now I would like to invite our esteemed principal, ma'am, to put her views on NEP 2020 and share her vote of thanks.
Respected faculty and my dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I really appreciate who have arranged this program, this webinar. I appreciate their efforts. And at the same time, I really appreciate the speakers who have spoken on the topic. Like we had Mr. Sheikh Nazir, Danish Shafi, Alia, and Faisal Altaf. They really spoke well on the topic, and hopefully it has given it has put a light on this national education policy. The presentation which was given by Baiza, it was very elaborate and very informative. I think you also must have been now fully aware what this new education policy is all about. So maybe you had some doubts about it, but she has cleared all the doubts and tried to make it very elaborate so that we understand really the purpose of the webinar is we should understand what this policy is like and how it is going to help you. आप skill course abhi kar rahe hain, so you should be lucky to be undergoing this skill course because that main focus has been made in this new education policy on the skills, because that makes a person employable later on and it takes care of the interest of the students. तो और मुझे जो इसमें लगे जो मुझे न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में the benefits I can see in this policy, like number 1 पहले ही है कि जो पहले हमारा 5+3+3+4 आ जाता है, उसमें पहला आपका है जो 5 years है, that means 3 to 8 years of your age, a child will be doing this education in their mother tongue regional language. आप उसका देख लीजिए, हमारा रिवाइवल होगा हमारी लैंग्वेज का. फॉर एग्जांपल वी आर कश्मीरीज, हमारे बच्चे कहाँ बोलते हैं कश्मीरी आजकल, मैं कहूँगी हमारी जनरेशन, बट आफ्टर आवर जनरेशन मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स, मोस्ट ऑफ द चिल्ड्रन वर टॉट उर्दू एट होम ऑल्सो. क्यों? क्योंकि वो कहते थे, माँ बाप कहते थे जब स्कूल जाएंगे इनको उर्दू समझने में, अंग्रेजी समझने में दिक्कत आएगी. सो हम अब कश्मीरी लैंग्वेज खत्म होती जा रही थी सब जगह यहाँ पे. So main thing that they will be doing it in regional mother tongue language, so that will revive our language, which is a very sweet language, inshallah. दूसरा इसमें जो है हमारा जो आपकी स्टेज का है, फॉर एग्जांपल जो हायर एजुकेशन का ये बता रहे हैं, हायर एजुकेशन का मेन एडवांटेज जो आपके लिए है, एक तो इसमें वो मल्टी क्रेडिट सिस्टम, मल्टी एंट्री एग्जिट सिस्टम है. Like you can join course anytime, you can leave your course anytime you like to because of some compulsions, or you can rejoin the course again, but your credits will be stored. Academic जो बैंक बनेगा आपका credits का, वो भी आपके पास रहेगा. And suppose instead of 4 years of engineering course, you cannot give 4 years, आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम आती है, आप 3 ही साल देते हो उसमें, तो आपको 3 साल भी क्वालिफिकेशन सर्टिफिकेट अपनी मिलेगी. So that is where your time will not be wasted. या कोई 2 साल देके डिप्लोमा में चला जाता है, he leaves the course. But even for these 2 years, he will be certified. He will get some particular certification for that. The credits he has already learned, and जो उसकी qualification उसके हिसाब से बनेगी, वो उसको मिल जाएगा. So this is one more advantage for it. और फिर जो हमारे इसमें skill courses आ गए, they are inbuilt in the course right from your in your middle classes, middle जो education है, मिडिल स्कूल की एजुकेशन, वहीं से आपको वो स्किल डेवलपमेंट बच्चों की शुरू हो जाती है. Then one more, the most most important advantage is that most of the students who are like keen to go outside India to do further education, तो उसके लिए उनको दिक्कत आती थी क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो अंडरग्रेड कोर्स था that would be for 3 years. बट बाहर जिनको मास्टर्स करने जाना होता था, only those students who had 4 years of undergrad program would be entertained for the masters. जैसे अभी तक हमने देखा इंजीनियरिंग में हमारे 4 साल का कोर्स होता था, सिर्फ वहाँ इंजीनियर जा सकते थे मास्टर्स करने के लिए बाहर के कंट्रीज में. 3 साल के डिप्लोमा वाले को वहाँ क्वालिफिकेशन इंप्रूव करने का कोई चांस ही नहीं मिलता था. एक तो वो इधर ही आएंगे. इट हैज बिकम यूनिवर्सल. दिस एजुकेशन पॉलिसी इज यूनिवर्सल. मींस जो यूएस में हो रहा है, जो वेस्ट में हो रहा है, जो कहीं पे भी हो रहा है, यूरोप में हो रहा है, वही एजुकेशन पॉलिसी हमारे पास आ गई. सो एनी यूनिवर्सिटी कैन बी सेट अप फ्रॉम आउटसाइड and then students will get a chance to study in these universities, have a good exposure, employable बनने के लिए उनको एक अच्छा exposure मिलेगा, and they become universally accepted. So that is a big advantage. These are some advantages which I could make out from this new education policy, and hope everyone has been able to, especially the presentation which was given by Baiza. It was very informative and everything got cleared. मतलब उससे सारा हमें पता चला कि policy क्या है और कैसे implement होगी. So again, I would like to thank Baiza and the speakers and the participants who are here with us. जिन्होंने इस program में पूरा time बैठे और there were some issues initially regarding the network. Then it was resolved by Wajahat. Thank you, Wajahat, so much for making this program a good success. और अगर कोई बच्चे को कोई अभी भी कोई doubt है इस policy के बारे में या कुछ और जानना चाहेंगे, they can always pose their questions now because we have now time. Wajahat has increased again the Zoom recording, so we can go ahead, and if anybody has any questions, they can ask. So Wajahat, you can take question answer session in case anybody has. Then we'll have some more.
For any questions, you can kindly type in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself as well.
Raise your hand, or also
you can raise your hand.
Yeah. So these are the these are the like policies जो इसमें आई हैं. It has come into vogue after 34 years. So 86 से शुरू हो गया वो 10+2 system. तो 10+2 system को change करके अब यहाँ पे हम आए 5+3+3+4 then +4 years of higher education. So ये आप को I hope कि आपको पूरा समझ आया होगा इस बारे में. If anybody wants to, he can put it in the chat box or raise your hand. कोई एक chat आ गया शायद.
If you have any questions, you can type in the chat box.
आपके लिए भी इसमें बहुत सारे फायदे मिलेंगे जब आप when you thoroughly check it, you will also get benefits out of it. तो जैसे आपको डिग्री कोर्स करने के लिए जाना है, आप 2 ही साल करेंगे डिग्री कोर्स, again you will be benefited by these credits. अब ये क्रेडिट सिस्टम बन जाएगा आपके लिए. You will have a bank of credits at your disposal. चलिए, I think it's clear with everybody. So we will conclude this session of this national education policy. But now we are all together. I would like to take an opportunity to discuss our academics also. Hope everybody is going well in their course of online classes. If you are having class representatives here, they can just speak one by one. Any issues or anything regarding your classwork?
It's all going good, ma'am.
Chale, great.
Okay.
Great. So you are doing your syllabus online and there's no issue regarding your networks and other problems. तो आप टाइम टू टाइम अपने टीचर्स के साथ शेयर कीजिए अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम आती है आपको किसी चीज में, so that we take care of that. We find the solution to that problem and it's carried on smoothly. ठीक है. Chale, thank you so much, everybody.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks
present here. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot for the time. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Baiza, for the presentation. It was really good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz, everyone.
Allah Hafiz.